Greetings, people of the internet. It is I, that Canadian fangirl, back again with another new episode. And, as I said last week, I'm in a Spider-Man mood. After talking so much about Spider-Man 2, let's talk about something else Spider-Man related. Spiderverse. The Spiderverse. The enjoyable time that was Spiderverse. I'm going to talk about both films, because both Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are some of the best things I've ever seen in my life, and I love them both. And, yeah. There's nothing I think everyone's talking about these movies. They're amazing. They're some of the best movies of all time. I love this movie. Into the Spider-Verse is it's incredible. Across the Spider-Verse is so cool. It's all it is. The style, the storytelling, the art, the characters, everything. It's a work of art. What a start. I love Spider-Man. I like the Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man's a great character. So, going into Spider-Verse, I was into it. I can't say I'm a comic book fan. My connection to Spider-Man is really the live-action films are great, but I don't know. Spider-Verse hit different. Let me be honest. I saw Into the Spider-Verse 6 times in theaters. 6 times. I love that movie that much. I own that movie on Blu-ray, and it is my favorite film of that year. It is massively told. Just the way that film is edited and shot and put together is amazing. It opens up, you're introduced to Spider-Man, he's going through his life, it's great, and then you're instantly introduced to Miles. And this is probably the first time I've really seen Miles Morales in anything, and I absolutely love Miles Morales. I think he's a great Spider-Man. I love him in the Spider-Verse movie. I think Miles is so fun. He's so innovative. He's got what you want to see from a Spider-Man from a different take. And his story is really fun. Just watching him, go with the Brooklyn Visions. He, gets bitten by the spider. He's, comes into his own. All these other Spider-Men from other universes, or the other Spider-Man from the Spider-Verses, basically, show up. They teach him how to be a Spider-Man. He comes into his own as his own Spider-Man, and the fact that at the end of the day that's what it's about is basically anyone can be Spider-Man, and every Spider-Man basically has their own way of basically, kind of becoming the character, and it really does make Spider-Man look really cool. And yeah, and then Miles saves the day, and while saying that, it's I want to see more adventures of Miles, and we get those Across the Spider-Verse, and you also want to see so much more of all the other Spider-Man in that film, because the Spider-Man in that movie are amazing. I love Peter, both Peters, because Peter B. Parker is amazing. You know, it is, you know, he's clearly, I'm this washed up Spider-Man. I love, it's like hit by a drone. It's like I've been hit by a drone when the divorce. I love that monologue when he's going through all the tragedy in his life. Like, that's so funny. Like, I love, like, Spider-Gwen is great. You know, and then the other things, you got Peter Porker, Penny Parker, Spider-Man Noir, who are all great. It's like, again, it's a great movie with some great characters. Kingpin's a decently terrifying villain. You know, watching, Miles basically learn from Peter and the others, and them basically learning from Miles, but basically learning, hey, well, it's cool. It's cool. It's really great. The art in that movie is some of the old time's best. Like, Into the Spider-Verse style is beautiful. I love the artwork in that movie is great. It's like just watching the way that film looks is so beautiful. It's like one of those films where it's like, watching, as reality basically glitches because of Kingpin's the Super Collider, and all these Spider-Verse are basically coming together and basically, flailing on New York is like so neat. And like as New York is about to blow up, and the fight in the Collider is great. There's some great fights. The fight when they're at May's house and they're fighting all the villains. That's so fun. The Prowler with Uncle Alan is like so. It's a good twist. One is a good twist, and that them giving a Miles, basically a fight for it, a really cool moment. And I don't know, it is like one of the best Spider-Man films of all time. Anyone who said they don't love Spider-Verse, I don't trust them. Spider-Verse is amazing, and if you haven't watched it, watch it now. It is hands down one of the best movies you're ever gonna see. And take note that everyone has said animation is for kids. Animation is some of the most adult storytelling out there, and I don't think this film would work in live action. This film is tailor-made for animation. The Spider-Verse movies were made for animation. I don't think you can tell these films in live action. Across the Spider-Verse would not work in live action. Now, they did some really clever bits with that, but no. There are things about animation that you just can't do in live action. And this is why I love animation. It's so special. Yeah. But Across the Spider-Verse came out, and then Across the Spider-Verse finally came out last year. And probably the best film released from Hollywood last year, because some of my favorite films last year were definitely foreign. Like, I can't say I saw Superman, I saw Godzilla -1, I saw Boy in the Heron, and those are all pretty good, but they're all made. But Across the Spider was the best thing America made last year. And last year was a really bad year for films, so when the highlight was Across the Spider-Verse, that's really saying something for Hollywood. But there's a good reason people are saying that, because it was the best film of the year. And from the simple matter of, they took a film that was already huge and amazing, and they made it better. This is like one of the best sequels of all time. This is what, 2 years after Into the Spider-Verse, did they say? I need to get the film on Blu-ray because I want to see. I want the film on physical media because this film is beautiful. I want this. I want to own this movie. But yeah, Miles is still Spider-Man. He's saving the city. He's from with villains. Trying to basically get his life together with Miles. He's about to go to college. I like the fact that, a lot of these films will be, and again, it's kind of, I love that. Miles' dad is about to be a police captain. Gwen comes back into his life, and she's looking for a villain who can basically, looks like Gwen comes back into life, they bond. The villain, while the fighting, gains access to basically the Spider-Verse and basically, traversing, multiple other universes to basically, gain more power. We meet more Spider-Man, we meet the Spider-Verse, we see all the Spider cameos, and then the ending. I'm gonna hold off on spoilers because this film's only a year old. So, but the last maybe hour of this film, it's like I don't want to pause. Like, this film is one of those films where, like, I gotta just watch the whole thing. It's like, this film is massive. This film is amazing. It's like, oh my god. And again, it looks beautiful. There's so much good art in this film. It's like, I love, what they do with Gwen's world. Miles' world looks great. I love what Mumball Hatton when they get to Indian Peter Parker. Oh no, Indian Spider-Man. Indian like India, whatever. Spider-Punk is Spider-Punk style. When they get to the Spider Society with Nouveau York 2099. Everything about it looks so pretty, and it's like there's so much artistry in this film. I mean, of course, knock on wood for that. Because, unfortunately, we have the unfortunate, realization that, animators will crunch for time, and a lot of them will pressure to get the film finished on time, so that sucks. And, I don't know, maybe because I'm older than anime fans, or anything in time I hear about animators being pressured to basically finish work, it's like, this is always gonna dampen really good work. It's like, we can't escape that. I hate it. The fact that Beyond basically got delayed because apparently the animators need more time, I'm okay with it. Like, give the animators more time to finish the work, to make it look as pretty, to make it look amazing. It's like, no. I want these films to look good. I also want these animators to not die. So it's like, yeah, I'd rather the film take longer than these animals basically, force themselves to work long hours and basically, probably set them to kill themselves. It's like, no, please, animals, please, get some rest. And anyone who's at the industry who's basically forcing the animals to work, get some help. Stop forcing the animals to work long hours. It's not healthy for them. Stop doing that to your animals. It sucks. Can you tell the anime order this week? Can you get me there with those and the map of stuff is still fresh. Ugh. But yeah, again, that aside, and I don't want to talk about that because that's just gonna bring the mood down. But like, you can't talk about Spider-Verse without talking about the unfortunate, realification about what happened behind the scenes. But you take that out of it, and I know that's a huge thing because like I know people don't want to think about that stuff. It's like I don't want you, but it's like think about the animals, they do good work. But anyway, yeah, Across the Spider-Verse is like the best thing I've ever seen. It's like every character that basically comes back is just as compelling as they were in the first film. Miles is just as interesting as he was in the first film. You can tell he's grown. He's still, new to the Spider-Man thing, but you can clearly see he's learned more about what he's doing than in the first film, and that works. Where you're like, oh yeah, this is not the same Miles from the first game, first movie. First movie, he's obviously older, he has more experience, but he's still a little green. But he knows who he is, and it works. Gwen is great. It's like, I mean, I know everyone's like, well, it's Miles' story. It's like, Across the Spider-Verse is really Gwen's story, because it opens up in her world with, the flashback of how, her, angst, her fault with her father. I mean, she's the one who got the full arc of that film, because it ends with her basically going back home and basically reuniting with her dad, and I'd be lying if I said I'd be lying if I said I thought maybe the film should end with that. It's like, I don't know, if it ended, if they ended it after Gwen, reunited with her father, they hugged, and then she hopped out the window, and then they cut to, Miles on the rooftop, and then this cut. And it was like, and then credits. That would have been a great stopping point for part 1. And then you open up part 2 with basically Miles running, with Miles trying to get home. And honestly, then you're gonna put, because honestly, if you open Beyond the Spider-Verse with that, then you can honestly have had maybe then this film ends could have been what you put the title cover for the next film, and that probably would have made it flow better. But I don't know, maybe something happened. But I thought that would have been a stronger ending, because that would have been a full movie technically. It's like, yeah, then you could have said it was Gwen's movie, and Miles' story is to be determined until Beyond the Spider-Verse whenever that comes out. Like, I don't know, that would have been stronger. But yeah, Gwen's story is great. She lost her appeal. She's basically, been a loner. She got sucked into Miles' universe in the first film. Kind of learned to do the friend thing again by, interacting with Miles in the first movie. And they separated. So she's basically kind of, back to her little self, not really, knowing what to do. She's isolated from her father after the fight with Renaissance Vulture. Leaves for the Spider Society. And a lot of her thing is basically with basically her trying to, come to grips with the fact that her father clearly, with, stuff with her father and, the Spider people, and basically, finding where she belongs. So, when she comes back, sees Miles again, and Miles rebels against Miguel, and Miguel basically sends her back home, and Gwen basically realizes, oh, hey, maybe there is, the stuff is not, worth fighting for, and then she goes out to save Miles. It's like, that's a full arc for Gwen. And, again, I think that works. Like, if Into the Spider-Verse Miles story, this one was clearly more Gwen. And I know it's like, well, it's about the Spider-Verse. It's like, Spider-Verse is a break, is this basically what gives this thing the identity? It's still about, these characters. Into the Spider-Verse still Miles' story. The fact that you had all these other Spider-Men show up was just kind of a garnish. It was still focused about Miles, which is why this story works. Same thing with this, like, yeah, technically, it's all about, these movies all about Miles, but it's like, this film was about Gwen. Across the Spider-Verse was about Gwen. And it worked. And it's like, yeah, great, it was great, and I love, Peter, it was great to see Peter B. Parker again, and his daughter. God, that was so, the fact that, Peter and MJ made, they made it work. Peter and Mary Jane, they made it work. They had a kid, and Peter basically, made little, spider gadgets for his daughter, which is not even really cute. It's like, watching Peter be a dad is so sweet, and basically, trying to basically talk Miles out of it is just fun. And then, like, all the kids in the other business were great. It's like, everyone talks about Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk is great. It's like, my God, Hobie is, like, one of the most endearing characters of all time. It's like, yeah, he's an adult kid. That makes sense. Like, it's one of the things after watching a few times, and you realize it's like, oh, Hobie was basically, was basically on Miles' side the whole time. Was that kind of cool? Where it's like, he was basically, he was the one who basically helped Miles escape in the first place. There's nothing, really fun for his character, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, the whole scene with Mumball Hatton with was it Pavil? What are they? That's fun. That was like, I love chai tea. Chai means tea. You're saying chai tea. You're saying. Like, this movie's got great lines. I love this film. Oh, I love chai tea. Chai means tea. You're saying tea twice. It's like, well, yeah, if you want to be pedantic. That's so fun. But no, that scene is great. Like, oh my God, the fight scene of them basically, trying to save people in the spot, basically, when, the explosion happened, they're trying to save everyone. It's like, oh, so pretty. Such a good action scene, too. It's like, oh. And then Miles is up the Canada event. It's like, Miguel is a great antagonist. It's like, and no, yeah, Miguel is an antagonist. He's not the villain of this thing. Honestly, I don't think Miguel's gonna be. I think they're gonna come out with Miguel easily because the villain is clearly Spot. But yeah, Miguel is a great antagonist. It's like, you get where he's coming from. You get what his viewpoint is, and it's like, yeah, you disagree with him because you want Miles, because you agree with Miles, but it's like, Miguel has some good points. It's like, Spot's a great villain. It's like, I can't wait to see Beyond Spider to see what they do with Spot. Because, oh my God, Spot's a fun villain. It's like, And, yeah, the cameos. Oh my god, there are so many. Like, everyone's talking about the Spider cameos in this. It's like, and everyone's got their favorite. Like, there's so many different Spider-Man in this film, because Spider-Man's got such a big history. You know, Insomniac Spider-Man was there. You know, you had the random references to the live-action Spider-Man. You had, what's his name? Prowler was in there. You had the Venom tag. You had the Lego Spider-Man. Spectacular. I mean, I think everyone lost their shit when Spectacular Spider-Man showed up. Where you're like, Becky Spider-Man. Oh, I loved him. Oh, Spectacular Spider-Man was a good show. It's so nice to see him in this. It was a brief cameo, but it's like, yay, they got him. You know, seeing Penny again, that was great. You know, knowing that, you know, Gwen, you know, got all of their friends together to basically, you know, save Miles from, well, I'll go into that as spoilers, but, yeah. And yeah, the whole, the Canada events thing with, you know, the fact that, you know, the Spider-Verse is basically, you know, loosely tied with, you know, all the, you know, common, you know, things that have to happen to Spider-Man in order for you know, someone to be a Spider-Man. It's like, I get it. It's like, you know, these are like, you know, the canon events that have to happen in order for basically Spider-Man to basically exist. And it's like, you know, you're bitten by the spider, Uncle Ben gets shot, a police captain dies. It's like, yeah. I mean, it doesn't make me realize, like, good God, Spider-Man's life is really tragic. And also makes you realize how trope. It's like, wow, Spider-Man's life is, like, mentally tragic, considering, like, two of his canon events being death. Oh, I mean, there are a few things too with pointing out. It's like, one. Oh, what was the one? Okay, one. I don't know a ton about Miles Morales, but like, I know one of Miles' things is basically, particularly in the Ultimate Universe, is Peter Parker's supposed to die, and that's what gives Miles basically the reasoning to basically take over Spider-Man for Peter and basically, you know, be a new Spider-Man. With, again, I think I said this in Marvel Spider-Man 2. I wouldn't be surprised if that meant that Spider-Man had to die, that Peter had to die for Miles. What they got me is like, yeah, technically, Miles already lost to Peter Parker in the first film when Peter died. That Peter didn't teach him anything. Is Peter B. Parker gonna die? Like, it's only one of the thoughts I have when I thought about that. It's like, if they kill that version of Peter Parker, that would probably suck. But it's like, that was Miles' mentor, and that would be an interesting thing for them to do for Miles, is basically kill the Peter that basically taught him how to be a good Spider-Man. But then it's like, do I want that guy to die? I don't want that guy to die. I like Peter B. Parker. He's a fun character, and it's like, but it's like, do I want that? It's like, and it's one of the things that, like, oh, that could be a thing. There would be so much discord if they do that. It's like, I hope they don't kill Peter in Beyond the Spider-Verse, but considering they're talking about canon events and one of Miles' events is Peter, because the thing is, like, because, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yes, technically, you know, Peter died in Peter technically died in Miles' universe, but it's like, it was a Peter that Miles didn't really know, because that Peter didn't teach him anything. the Peter who taught him something was a different Peter. So it's like, yeah. Honestly, one of the things I thought they might do in Spider-Verse is maybe Miguel would die? Now, stay with me. What if, like, Miguel, they basically, kind of get through to Miguel and they basically, tell me, kind of being an idiot and basically, maybe not halfway through the film, maybe, they, do the thing with Miguel and they basically, talk and Miguel, does something, noble and basically, pulls a sacrifice for Miles, and, Miguel dies, and then, hands Miles, and then makes Miles, the new leader of the Spider Society, and, Miles basically takes over from Miguel as basically the new leader, and Miles is basically, what do you want to do with, the Spider Society, and Miles basically is you know what? We don't need this. Go back to your own universes, basically be Spider-Man and save your people, and if anything, really big happens, we'll get together for that. Which might be an interesting way to end it. I would love to see them maybe do that. Of, Miles basically, rising from where he is at the end of this to basically being the leader of Spider Society. I doubt that's where they go, but that would be an interesting twist. I mean, obviously the film's gonna be... I mean, I'm not gonna speculate too much on what they're gonna do beyond the Spider-Verse. We don't know that yet. But it's all I can talk about is Across the Spider-Verse, and Spider-Verse is a really good film. It's just, it's filled with, I think a lot of people went in there, going for Spider-Man cameos, Spider-Man Easter eggs, watch one of their favorite superheroes, basically, and it's vast history. It's one of those things that you realize, man, Spider-Man's got a huge history of basically, so many guys he fights. It's a huge history. But that's really only got people in there, and then you realize this film's got so much depth, and meaning, and character, and story, and it's just so meticulously well told that when you look past the surface of, the cool cameos and, the references and, some of the Easter eggs, you get a really thought-provoking Doug story about, the meaning of basically who people are and basically identity and basically, staying true to yourself despite the fact that everyone wants you to be one thing instead of not being, when everyone wants you to be one thing. It's no, I'm going to do what I think is right. I'm not going to, conform to basically what everyone else is doing, and I'm going to fight for what I believe is right. Which is what Spider-Man should be. With great power comes great responsibility and all that. It's it's a good, strong movie. I really love. I can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I love Across. I love Into. I really want to see what they're going to do with Spider-Verse once they're done with Beyond. It's are they going to do more Spider-Verse movies? Maybe, here's the thing, Miles' story might be done, but it's Spider-Verse and, here's the thing. Spider-Verse is a huge gauntlet of so many Spider people. You could do so much more with Spider-Verse. You can go Spider-Verse Gwen Stacy and basically do a Spider-Gwen one shot. You can go Spider-Verse Penny Parker and do something with Penny. You could do Spider-Verse whatever. There are so many different Spider-Man they could focus on for, like, like, one-shot movies. And, like, if that's the future, and I'd be so excited if that's the future of Spider-Verse. Probably more so than whatever the heck Sony's doing with, their Spider-Verse plans with Madam Web and Venom and Kraven the Hunter and whatever else they're doing. And I mean, and yeah, we technically have the MCU. The Tom Holland films are great. I don't know what they're doing with that. I think they planned another Spider-Man movie for the MCU, but I have no idea what the MCU is doing right now, considering the situation it's in right now, so don't recast, please don't recast. But that's a different argument. There's not really much else I can say about Spider-Verse, because everything everyone else has said about Spider-Verse, I agree with. It is one of the most brilliant stories ever told, and deserves to be talked about by so much more when people talk Spider-Man movies. Like, these are some of the best films of all time. I love Spider-Verse. I love Miles. I love Gwen. I love Peter. I love the other Spider people. I love it. I love Spider-Man. I love the Spider-Verse movies. And I think that's where we'll leave it off. It's like, that was probably enough of me that's talking about, Spider-Verse. I think I've said my part about, Spider-Man. Oh, I will say this. So, Miguel is basically, having, the Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse rounding up villains who have basically been displaced from their original universes and they're sending them back to the right universe. Question: where's Vulture? Anyone remember in No Way Home when Vulture basically wasn't even No Way Home, it was Morbius. When Vulture, ended up in Morbius' universe, it's like, that's not in the original universe. Would it have been kind of cool if maybe, like, they teased that? Like, they were sending a bunch of guys out to go capture, Universe 66, what was it? What's the MCU? Universe 666? Oh, no, 61. What was it? What's this? Oh, they were going out to capture, like, Vulture from Universe MCU, and like, MCU, and they were gonna bring Michael Keaton Vulture out of Morbius universe and stick him back in the MCU. It's like, nope, you're going back here. It's like, I don't know. I thought that would have been funny. I don't know. I thought that would have been a clever Easter egg, because it's like, yeah, if that's what they were doing, and they're basically trying to get, these villains are getting displaced in the, universe that they own, they're trying to get them back, it's like, wouldn't that be a plot point? Yeah? Sony? I'm just saying. Or do you really want Vulture in the Morbius universe? It's like, or is that gonna be a plan for, is that Sony? No, it's like they're gonna cross over Morbius and the Spider. Oh God, please don't! Please don't! Please don't have a couple of Spider-Man show up in Morbius and be like, all right, we're here to capture Vulture. It's like, please don't. That's not like Sony. No, no Morbius 2. No Morbius 2. That movie sucked. We don't need no more Morbin time. No more Morbin time. I think we're done. Thanks for listening. Remember to follow me on my socials. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Wattpad, Fanfiction. I'll put my YouTube up there. I'm not on YouTube, but whatever. Fandoms keep you in a box. If you like something, you consider it a fan of it. Don't let don't let other people tell you otherwise. Remember to like and share this episode. Remember to like and share this episode around. That's how we grow the fan base. Alright. Thanks for watching. Okay, thanks for listening. Laters, peoples.